Hey everyone, I've been working on a really big project for this channel, so I've been off for a little bit, but today's topic is on the Pre-Trib Rapture deception. So there's a whole bunch of verses that contradict it, but I'm gonna go into like the mentality of people who defend it and then like get offended at you for saying that it's a fairy tale. Basically what they say is that if you don't believe in the rapture, then you are not going to get raptured and you're going to actually have to suffer for Jesus. And my answer to that is that don't threaten a Christian with a good time, because the bare minimum for being Christian is being willing to die for Jesus. So if you think that you are threatening someone who you think is a Christian or might be a Christian with the fact that they could get martyred or suffer, like, you've totally like lost the whole point. The whole point is not to go to your 501c3 lukewarm church every Sunday where they preach false doctrines like Calvinism and pre-trib rapture and prosperity and like all this stuff. The whole point of following Jesus is to obey Jesus. It's not to look like a Christian, to get out of everything scot-free. The rapture is the prosperity gospel as a doctrine. That is what it is. It's that, oh, if you just happen to be born in the later part of history where the tribulation happens, you'll escape because you're Christian. Meanwhile, Tim Dale was burned at the stake, Bartholomew was skinned alive, and like Jesus was at the cross, all the prophets were martyred. Like any decent Christian has suffered for their faith. But because you're an American, you're gonna get away with it. Sorry, that's just not how it works. So think about what you're saying when you defend the rapture. You're basically saying, I don't want to have to suffer for Jesus. And then you're threatening people with suffering for Jesus, which is literally what Jesus said will happen if you follow him. All right? Because a lot of times people go to verses and then other people have been trained to contradict you with verses. So I'm just going to appeal to the truth, because the truth hits hard, and then the Bible is the truth. But if all you do is twist the Bible like Calvinists, then when you hear the Bible, you already have a reflex to that. So I'm not going to appeal to the version of the Bible that people believe, right? Because they read the Bible, they see one thing that's not the truth. So I'm just going to speak to the core of the issue, and that's what it is. It's escapism. They want it easy, and Jesus never said it would be easy. Anyway, so that's God's silliest soldier out. God bless. Have a good day.